Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today guys, I'll be sharing with you my job hunting experience in Lagos. Life after school, the hustling spirit, the real life. Life is greener on the other side. So now I won't go other side, go Zoo, but it's not easy out there. So in this video, I'll be sharing my experience, job hunting experience in Lagos. Actually, so if this is your first time of viewing my video, you're welcome. Please don't forget to subscribe. So all started like this. I'm class 17 of my school, but due to strike and everything like that, we finished 2018. I think I'm middle 2018 or thereabouts. So we're posted for our NYSC. Fortunately, again, we were unable to go because one of our documents, which is the SOR, was not issued then because of the strike. I went. In fact, what made that part really annoying for me was the fact that prior to that time, I already shared testimony in church. Then I think I was posted to Castina. Yes, I was posted to Castina. Then I already shared testimony in church of how God, at last, after spending about 7 years in school, finally we are leaving for good. Welcome to Castina, the latest copper. I already shared the testimony. Some of my church members already gave me gifts, made me welfare. Bye bye. Have a nice time in Castina. I remember my mom too. I think we cried at the bus at the car park, bidding ourselves bye. But then I was to go to my school first to collect the SOR before going to camp. But unfortunately, the SOR was not released and I could not go back to camp. So I had to go back home, and in fact, that moment was one of my low moments because it was really bad for me, and I felt bad, having to share testimony that you are going for service, and here you are again. I'd miss the people. I don't know how to start explaining myself. That moment I was actually depressed for like 2 months or so. I was just at home doing nothing. And I've been hearing rumors that we don't know when the next NYSC posting will be. I think there were a lot of rumors then that they were not sure of when the next NYSC batch will be or something like that. So there was a day I was just thinking. In fact, those moments I was really bad. I could not. No, I didn't even. It wasn't as if I stayed home those 2 months. I was trying to see what I could do. But all those areas, like places I was actually familiar with. My parents based in Ikorodu actually, so places I was familiar with there, it wasn't easy for me to secure a job actually, because I don't know, it was schools. So applying to schools, they were like, they don't want a part-time teacher, they want someone that will stay full, they don't want someone that, okay, well, I'll just leave the place anytime. So there was this man I knew one time like that. He stays in Aja, so I didn't know, it came to my mind. I called him. I was explaining myself to him that, so I need to see you, I'm looking for a job and stuff like that. So he asked me to come to Aja. I should see him, I should come and see him. So I went that. I told my mom, I went to his place. He just moved to VGC at that time. So I think he was fixing, there were some parts in his house, the house he bought, he was trying to fix it. So his driver came to pick me and we went to his place, his house at VGC, and we got talking, and I was like, sir, I'm looking for a job. He was like, where's your CV? I showed him my CV. Like, if you go for your NYC, I told him, I explained everything that happened, the delay we had and everything like that. So he was asking me that, how much am I really? Okay, he said before then, it was like, you studied transport management. I said, yes, I work with oil and gas, and that's my company. I don't know how you can fit in, how you can cope. And I told him, Nigeria with this, sir. I didn't put it to him like that, but I was like, sir, I can work anywhere. I've seen accountant work in hospitals. I don't know. I was just saying some things like, okay, I've seen agri students work in banks and everything. That this is Nigeria. You can, even if you study agri, you can work in bank. I can work anywhere. That if it can just put me through, if I can undergo some training, that I can work. So it was like, how much am I willing to collect? How much can you pay me? As far as I just think like maybe 80,000. Like, so that's too much. I can't pay you more than 50,000. I'm like, okay, no problem, sir. Then it was like, where are you staying? I said, I'm staying at Ikorodu. Like, that's the issue. Ikorodu down to Aja. I think as at that time, I don't know the current price. As at that time, I think I spent up to 2,000 naira up to 2,000 naira for my transport fare. So it was like, that's the only issue that he's having with me, that I need to get a place to stay on the highland so that it will be easier for me to be coming to work. That's the only issue. That in fact he will have asked me to, he will have sent me to his office to go and meet I think his manager or something like that, so that they will do some interview for me and everything. That I should not worry, that I should go back home, try and see if I can get a place to stay. If I can't, then I should probably look for a place around my area. I said fine, no problem. At IB, so I went there, 1 week prayer conference. So at the prayer conference, there was this lady I met. Luckily for me, I met this lady. We got talking, I think the second day or thereabouts, and she was telling me she stays in Ajah. Like, when she told me like she stays in Ajah, the first thing that clicked on my head is like, wow. I was like, okay, no problem that she stays in Ajah. That I was just talking, and I was telling her my challenges to that I couldn't go for service yet. I needed a job. That luckily I found a person that wants to employ me, but then I don't have a place to stay. I've tried talking with some few people that I know, but it's a no for me, and there is nothing I could actually do as at that time. So she was now telling me that she would have loved to say I should join her, but then I think she was staying around Ibaramade, so as at that time, that she could not afford her payment, that she had some crisis. But that was why she came for this prayer section. That she has a shop around Aboyaya also. She has a shop, she has a shop, not really big that much, but she's okay for herself. She's a single lady, but the doctor is not with her, so she stays alone. So she was like, she doesn't have much on her and stuff like that. She could not afford I think her shop rent was 150,000 at that time. So she was like, she could not afford money for the rent at that moment, that she's actually broke and everything. That was why she came to pray, that so many things are not going well for her currently, that she sleeps in her shop for now. That she knows that the way she's seeing me, I can't sleep in shop, stuff like that. I was like, okay, let me think about it. So later I just went that day. I was like, okay, let's plan it this way, that I don't mind staying in her shop for a while. That let me just get the job, that if she can just find the money to borrow, she should borrow the money. That we should get an apartment. After getting the apartment, then when I collect my first salary, I will give it to her. We'll balance things up, which will take me to my number one lesson I learned there, or probably I want to put to someone out there. That see, until one money enter your hand, until the money enter your hand, any money you're expecting, until the money enters your hand, don't go and start budgeting on things, a money that has not entered your hand. Don't go and borrow loan for a money you are still expecting. So let's continue like that. So I told her not to worry, that I would join her, that if she can just find a way to raise the money, we should just get the money, rent the apartment. And the conference ended, we all moved. So when I got back to Lagos, I called the man. I was like, I've seen a place to stay in Ajah. I'll be coming the following week to his place, so that I'll get to his office. And he said no problem. So I carried my mom along. I told my mom I was going to Ajah, but I did not tell my mom I was going to be sleeping in a shop. I only told my mom that, oh, I have a friend. No mother will allow you to do that kind of thing. My mom will not even allow me. So I only told her I had a friend. So she spoke with her, and she was like, no problem, be going. Maybe one of these days I'll come and say hi at the place you guys are staying. That's why I packed my bag. I reached Ajah that day. I think after, so when I got there, I started calling the man. This was where the problem started. I started calling the man just to let him know that, okay, now I'm in Ajah. I started calling, he was not picking my call. I called. And there was now one thing that he did with his phone then. So his phone, that if you call him, if you call like once, if you try to call the second time, a message will pop in on your phone that, I'm very busy now, I will call you back. So when I was still seeing those messages, I was still chilling that, okay, probably he will call me back. And luckily for me, again, I'll call the name of that my friend I was staying with. I met at that conference, Bosse. So when I spoke with Bosse, okay, she was to borrow a money, but the money didn't come forth. I was grateful to God we didn't end up borrowing that money. Sincerely, I would have been in debt. I was calling this man was not picking for a whole 1 week. It was too many messages was popping in. There was now a time I didn't even, it just came to me that let me try with another number. I tried with another number. I called, it picked. I was like, it's me, Bisola. I've been in Nigeria for about 1 week now. I've been calling. Oh, I'm Bisola, I'm really sorry, I'm busy, I'll call you back, don't worry. That was how he dropped the call again. I'm like, what's going on? You know, I got tired. I felt like, okay, don't let me just put my mind on him alone. Sincerely, I had total trust in him that no, this job is secured. So I didn't want to just put my mind on that man alone. So my friend suggested I should start applying to other schools in this place. And I didn't want to go back to Ikorodu again and just sit down. Like, okay, let me try other places. I was trying schools around, big schools. Like, I was trying, even with the fact that I've not gone for it right, I was just trying my luck. I was, in fact, places I was entering, it was when I entered one school, like one popular school, very big school along that Lagos Epe. I don't want to mention the name of this school. When I entered, I was like, how did you reach this place? Because I felt like I just had this low self-esteem. When I was seeing the kind of their staffs and the way the school is and everything, I was like, I had low self-esteem. In fact, I didn't know. I didn't even go back there again. So I was applying to other schools. The issue most of those schools were telling me was the fact that I can leave anytime and they don't want any staff to leave anytime. At least they want someone that can work with them at least 1 year at a stretch. And then when I was applying, that was the truth I was telling them. I was telling them that I can leave anytime for NYSC. So I didn't know. Maybe that was one of the mistakes I did. But then I was just being truthful. School didn't work. I was like that. So we're staying in the shop. Let me tell you the condition of the shop. And why the shop was funny is the fact that because of security issues, they did not put any window space or window anything in the shop. So it was just a 4-blocked shop. I went home, I think 2 weeks after. There was this prayer conference I was invited to. Inside that shop, there is generator, there is about 2 industrial machines, 3 manual machines, if I'm not mistaken, or 2 table. Everything was just there. So couple with me and her, the way we used to sleep, because no ventilation at all, we sleep naked. I just be my own this alone. Like most times I just sleep naked like that. She find a space to sleep at the upper part. I will just find a place to sleep at the second part. So we have this small what's it called, potty like that. We used individually separately. So very early in the morning, let's around 4. Because at the back of the shop, there is this block industry. So the 2 shops were just at the front and there's a gate. So there's a toilet attached to the, to the shop. So very early morning, like 4, we'll just quickly have our bath and stuff like that. Our neighbor did not know that that's what we used to do. She doesn't know we sleep in shop, except from the security man managing the estate that knows that, oh, this is what these people used to do. This is where this guy sleeps. And this is how we do it. She will open her shop in the morning. We'll open the shop very early. So the neighbor comes around, let me say 8, sometimes 9. When it's 7:30, 8, both of us will close. The neighbor too will close for around 7:30. 8 o'clock we will shut down, so we will close the shop. Then we will now start taking walk along those Awoyaya road. I don't know if you're familiar with those areas where they sell where all these malam is. They sell, I think, what's it called now, chicken, fried chicken, and all this potato. We shall walk. We'll be walking around the streets or at night, so that the whole place will be more dark. And after the place is dark, after the whole place is dark, we'll just sneaking back into the shop and sleep. So that was how it is. But then I noticed something from that, my friend. Ladies, we are funny. I just noticed something that at that time I've learned how to sew, but just a little. She's very good. She's an expert and she has been in the business for about 10 years, if I'm not mistaken. So anytime she's in shop like that, I try to assist her. So when she's teaching her apprentice, I kind of pay attention to it. I'll be listening. But later I noticed that, oh, she was feeling so much. She doesn't want to talk. She doesn't talk anytime someone else is maybe she's teaching her apprentice. She will not say anything. I just observed the attitude in her like 2 times, and I kind of get the signal that, okay, maybe she's feeling like, no, it's not even maybe, that's how she'll be feeling, like I want to steal from her knowledge. So staying back in shop during the day was not the best thing for me to do. So I started going all out, going places, trying to see if I could get a job, which led me to another offer. I met some agents like that, so they were helping me. The first agent experience I had in Lagos, there are agents that help you look for job but their terms and conditions are very, very bad, and you need to be careful. Don't accept their offer out of desperation if you cannot abide with it, because if you're not abiding with the rules and regulations, if you do not abide with the contract, they will ask you to sign. So if you don't abide with it, they can just find a way that you lose this job again. So the first agent I met, it was like, oh, my first 3 salary was going to collect 50% of the first 3 salary was going to any job he offered me, or probably anything, anywhere, any job is able to help me secure, collect 50% of it for 3 months. And because of what I needed money for, I could not take the offer. I knew I needed to support boss for their apartment and all of that. So I said I didn't want. The second person I went to, in fact, when I got there, I met some ladies all dressed up, light skin, fine babes, like clean babes. They were opening their cleavage and everything. I was just seeing everything, and I was there with my jumpsuit. Yeah, my jumpsuit. I was wearing jumpsuit and a jacket, blazer on it, and this agent did not even do as if he see me at all. He was just moving up and down. All those other ladies will call them to follow this. I was like, what did I do? I'm also not bad. Why is this man not noticing me? Why is he calling the person beside me? And at a point, when I saw the way those ladies was doing, the way they were doing, I felt like, I think it's because these ladies actually opened up their cleavages, they were rubbing themselves around him, and maybe that's why he's just not paying attention to me. He answered all of them. 6 skinny things people were just wearing around me. And later he now came to me and said, hey, did I know you? What's up? What do you want? I was like, no, I've been here since morning. I'm looking for a job, stuff like that. Like, can you work in a cosmetic place? Just be happy them to sell something. Okay, fine, I don't mind. If I try to know their offer, it was not like it will collect 70% of the salary. But that 70% is just once. I'm like, okay, 70%. How much they want to pay me? And it was like maybe 30,000 or 40,000. I don't even know. I was like, this money is not enough for the things I actually want to do. I needed the first full payment of my salary just for us me and that lady to just get a place to stay, so that we'll just leave the shop, the eat, and it was not just convenient for me anymore, and yet I could not go back home. So that was why I left that place again. In fact, I was so bad. I felt so bad. Like, what else do they want me to do in this Lagos? So I know some people had more tedious experience than mine, but even the little one I experienced, I was frustrated. I was really, really frustrated. I kept calling this man too, the man I met. In fact, there was a time like that. I went to VJC Estate and I was just at the entrance. I didn't get close to the security people. I was just at the entrance trying to, not too close to them though. I just the pathway, trying to see if this man will pass, and I was just like, sir, please, now why picking my call, stuff like that. You can't just go inside the estate without the person you want to go and meet calling the security people that, oh, I was the one that asked her to come or something like that. So you can't just go there, and you cannot just go there and tell them, so I'm looking for this Mr. So they will ask you to call the person. So I tried my best to reach out to this man. Every of my efforts proved abortive. I was so frustrated. In fact, there was a day I was going, I saw one white man on the road. I nearly stopped that white man, like, sir, please, I'm looking for a job. It's actually crazy. And as the firstborn child of my mom, I just feel like there were expectations on me. I just feel like, oh no, I need to just also, I need to pave a more pleasant way for my sisters, and a lot of things was just on my head. I wanted to do better. I want to strive to get something done for myself, live a baby girl life that I want. But then it wasn't forthcoming. I was so frustrated. My mom was sending food money while I tried pursuing all those job thing. So there was this particular day I was really, really angry. In fact, I think it was on the whole thing started on Sunday. I went to church. The church I used to attend is a redeemed church like that in that estate, and I attend their first service, second service, and third service on Sundays, because it's AC, there is AC there, so I enjoy worshiping there. I couple with the fact that I've slept overnight in an area where the heat is too much, so I just go to church for first service, second service, third service. I just enjoy the flow, the way it comes. So that was just the time I enjoy good air. And most times, just because of some things we don't like, security issues, we don't like owning the fan of the shop, so we just want to sleep like that and wake up. It was like a living hell for me, but I had to still endure it. So I think the fall after the service, I've just been praying that God just make it. I don't want to go back to Kodu doing nothing. I need money. I was so broke. If I didn't have a phone at that time, I don't have money to get a phone for myself, so I needed to work and do something. So in that street, there was this construction company like that they were working on different sites. And me, anytime I'm passing somewhere, I just face where I'm going. I don't greet people. Maybe when I just see people gather, like, I just mind my business and I go. So there is this particular engineer. I think I saw him once, but I didn't put my mind on him. We should take me to another lesson I learned. I never look down on people. It's not as if I look down in the man initially, but the way they, engineers, they can just wear short jeans and all these engineering site slippers. Is it slippers now? I'll call it. And they just walk up past the street and you won't know if they have anything or something like that. So I think I went to use the ATM one day. The man saw me and the man asked me to please use the ATM for him. I did. So like, thank you. Like, my boys have been reporting me that you don't usually greet them, like, boys. I don't know, like, you know the one I stay with, bosses, stuff like that. I say yes, I'm sorry that it's not like that. I have too much on my hand. Whenever I'm going, so I just face where I'm going, and that's it. So I explained my situation. We got talking and I explained all the whole situation to him, how I came to Aja because someone promised me job, and here am I walking on the street doing nothing and stuff like that. So he was like, okay, he has a friend at Lekki that works in the company, that if I don't mind, I can check their company out. The following day, before that day, I called the person I should come, probably talk with the HR. I went to Lekki this time around, the very big place. In fact, they gave me lunch and I really enjoyed myself at that place. So when I spoke with the HR was like, oh, I've not gone for service. That I was not telling them that I don't mind staying back. I don't even mind nullifying the 1 year just for me to work. That I don't mind relocating back to Lagos. That they should please. And the man was like, he would have loved to help, but then they don't have any space for anyone at the moment, that they are overstaffed already. But there's this couple that she might leave anytime soon. So they will call me if there is vacancy, if I can work as a front desk person. I said, okay, fine, no problem. I'll be waiting for their call. That's why I went back home, and the whole struggle happened again. I was always moving on the streets, trying to see where I can manage. In fact, there was a supermarket around our place at that time. I volunteered to work there, actually. That, okay, let me be working here, let me just... But at the time, I felt like I needed the money. The money was important for me too, so I had to still leave the place. So I went back to the man that this was what his friend said. So the man was like, okay, if I don't mind, if I can work with their company that they're working on different sites at these moments, that they move from one place to another. So at that estate, I think they were working on 5 sites. That if I can work as inventory, stock manager, take stock of their materials, that it would just put me through some of the things I would be doing. I'm like, okay, no problem. That you will be helping me, will be paying me 5,000 naira per week. I said, fine, no problem. At least it's still better than nothing. And mind you, I was still staying in that shop. So the man suggested that if I can be okay, I think something before then, something happened. I think there was a robbery that happened at the estate at that time. So we were as ladies, we were so scared to stay in the shop. So Bosse met a friend of ours who is married. She has 2 kids, but her husband don't stay at home. Her husband goes to work Monday to Saturday. He comes back on Saturday evening, then waits till Sunday. Monday he goes back to work. So when Bosse spoke with that woman, the woman was not like, okay, no problem, we can be staying. But I made sure that I told the woman that don't bother about our feeding or anything. If I throughout my stay there, I didn't, throughout about 4 months there, I didn't cook. I was just eating out. That she shouldn't worry about our feeding, just for a place for us to sleep. So I told my boss then that, okay, that there was this woman that offered us a place to sleep. So weekend we'll go back. That was about after 3 weeks of sleeping in shop. 3 weeks, like, okay, 2 days, the weekend we'll go back to the shop and sleep. So my boss then now said no, that she don't do that, since I'm now what's it called, since I have something I'm doing, that I should be going back to Ikorodu weekends. So it was one that introduced me, and while working on those with them at the site, I got to meet some other people that are from Ikorodu. So weekend we all go by boat. In fact, that was the first time ever I'll be traveling by boat. So I got used to going to Ikorodu by boat, at jetty. So we always go weekend. So I go on weekend and come back on Monday to resume for the work. And aside from that, for 5,000, my feeding was not there. They just bring food. There's these people that they bring food to the to the site, and we all eat. As the only baby girl amazed them, everybody's always treating me well. So another thing that came from me at that moment too was I used to have tips, especially when I refer someone, or probably I help people to outsource for job. Now working on different sites, assisting them, they're taking inventory, that sometimes they will need laborers, they will need plumbers, electricians, people to just, there was this thing that was common then. After, when they are done with a particular house, they will need some agents to just, and there are people that are involved. In fact, in Lagos, one thing I like about Lagos is, if you are not lazy, you will work. There is always one thing to do. So there are some people that is their work. When they are done with a house, they will help you clean the whole house. Might not be it's not like clean to help you set it up, just all the old dirt, used cement and everything. So there was a time we needed it, so I referred, there was this man that walked up to me, I referred that man, and they gave the man the work. So the man tipped me, I think I was having about 20,000 euros at that time. So aside from my salary that they paid me, I used to have tips. Especially when they want to do decking work like that, so they needed more ends, more laborers. So I'll just tell my friend, but say, do you have someone that can work? Do you have I'm always calling people, do you have someone that can do this? So at all, if it's 2,000, there's someone that will just tip me something. And sometimes they need plumbers and some people like that. I will just call my mom, do you have anybody like this? We are in need of this in our company. And that was how God changed the whole story for me, and I was just working. Luckily for me, our posting, NYC posting, came up again. That was the second month I started the work, and if I didn't want to go for the service at that time, so this time around I was not posted to Castina again. I was posted to Ikiti. So I didn't want to go. I didn't want to come. I wanted to work for 1 year because I was enjoying it. I was having more money. Even while I came for service, that there were still people that were still referring, and they were only sending me tips. Sometimes they'll give my boss to something, and we just had that money, like that money was just flowing in for me. But that short experience, I just summarized it. It's long ago, I just had to summarize that it's not really easy out there. And one lesson I learned is that never put your total trust. Don't even trust human being. Don't trust any human being. You won't believe that after, when I came for service, I think 3 months after, the man called me. I was really furious that why, after everything he made me go through and everything, when he called me, like, Bisola, why you, what's up? I said, I'm fine, sir. I called you. Bisola, I'm really sorry. I'm very busy at that time. I went to Port Harcourt. I traveled out. I was like, you should have just explained all of that instead of everything you made me go through in the city. As at that time, he was like, he's very sorry, that don't worry when you're done. I now told him that I'm not more there, that I've gone to I've gone for my service. It was like, no problem, when you are done, you can come back, I'll help you. All right. No problem. But that's what I learned. That did I reach out after NYC? I didn't even bother. I didn't, sincerely, my mind was not there again, because I didn't want to. I know that there was no place for me to stay on the island. I don't want to go through the trauma it made me go through the first instance. So I just let it be like that. I just had to let it be. He later even called me So I was not telling he was not telling me, okay, how much are you ready to pay? And I was like, okay, Papa, if you are ready to pay me up to 100, then no problem, I can probably consider that. And I think they were not ready. I feel like, well, let me leave that one. I didn't even want to stress, and I was not even considering staying back in Lagos again, as at that time personally I didn't want to stay back in Lagos again. So one thing that stood out for me, and the lesson, is that don't trust human being. They can mess up anytime. Like, you should not put your total trust on human being. Even the Bible says that, grant us help now, Lord, for vain is the help of man. I don't know what happened to him as at that time, but probably he's willing to help. Maybe something else came up, or maybe he has given another person that kind of offer. She understand. So don't always have a plan B when it comes to human being. Another thing again is, don't look down on people. In fact, the person that might help you might be your next neighbor. When people tell you that you don't need anybody to connect, you don't need anybody's connection to get a job, it's a lie. In one way or the other, you will need people in life. It might not be like the person, there's just someone, even if God will help you, it's still someone that God will use. So there's a place of knowing someone, building good connections is very important. Don't look down on people. Your next neighbor can be of help to you, and those people you are probably viewing on the high level might not be the ones to end up helping you. And another thing I will say is that until you get to that level, I feel life is about a step. So don't wait for one big money to come, or you're expecting one big money to enter before you start working, or before you start making your progress. Start somewhere. In fact, in this life, I don't know the work I've not done. Sincerely, because I've taught before. In fact, I'm still teaching. So I've learned so many. I've had so many experiences in some areas. So don't just limit yourself to what you study in school alone. Whenever any opportunity comes, please grab it. Take it. Start somewhere. The worst you can do for yourself as a graduate, probably if you've not secured a job, is to stay at home. In fact, you have so many suicidal thoughts might come in. You will feel so depressed. In fact, if you are still single, that's when you will be wishing that you are married, and so many things will be popping in. Just engage yourself with something. If it's for you to learn, go and learn. If it's just find something to do. Don't stay idle at all. Don't stay idle. So that the Bible says, is it the Bible now? There's this general saying that a idle mind is the devil's workshop, because in that process where you are staying idle, so many things will keep popping in. Even if you get a job that is not paying you, just learn it. As far as you are leaving the house, you're going out. And truth be told, there were some opportunities I later had then that, thank God I even went all out. A lot of people have gone through so many experiences, worse experiences than mine, but I just feel like sometimes you take yourself out of that comfort zone because of what you want to gain in life. Every successful person at one point or the other have paid a sacrifice of success. So yours might not be in terms of the way you slept in shop or anything. No, it might just be you depriving yourself of pleasures. Overall, don't put all your trust in any human being. Yes, so guys, we've come to the end of this video. I know it's a long one. I tried to mesh so many things just to reach this level. If you find this video helpful in one way or the other, please let me know at the comment section box. Don't forget to like my video. Please share my videos for others to learn one thing or the other. Till next time, guys, please have a pleasant time. Bye.